What's up? Hello and welcome back to my build series, episode 2. I am now here inside my wagon. As you just saw, I removed the old remains of the hood support in the front, and I will have the new one now sandblasted before I fit it in place. And I have some modifications to do here in the floor. There is some rust holes I have to fix, and I have to make some more room in this gearbox tunnel for the new manual gearbox. And it's not as much work as in the 190 when you fit them in these, even if it's the big 6-speed gearbox. You only have to lift the tunnel a little bit for the shifter so the rod won't hit in the propeller shaft. So I will remove all of this here now and start cutting up the tunnel. So Northern Pike, like on the 10-pound test. Success, never fast, take a guess. I beat the early morning stone pimp. Straight limping, wounds from drinking. At the party, big booty pinching. Chilling, like a villain. Balloon filling, whack MC killing. The fine hoe drilling with the $1 million talent and the 10-cent brain. Been gone too long, too much cocaine. But now that I'm back on the block, I'm ready to rock left to right all night. My game's tight, I wish you might take a bite out of this here toxic, melodic, neurotic, product, fresh from the harvest. Who be the largest, hardest, smartest? Now I got out the brake pedal and the steering wheel, and the center console is out. There is a lot of extra cables here, and this very nice central locking system. It still works, but it looks like shit.
It does look like shit.
I think I will leave it there, but need to clean it up a bit. And there is made these very nice speaker cables by some previous owner. So I will remove those. Those go to all 4 doors in the whole car. And then I don't think I have to remove anything more. Just cut up the tunnel and start making some room for the gearbox. I lifted the car up. I will start to make this rust fixes here. They have already cleaned away the mass here under. Some rubber crap that Mercedes is putting under these. It's very annoying to get away. But here is one big hole, and this is kind of soft, so I have to reinforce that one. And here is a weird dent. It has been in some kind of accident here. It's almost 5 to 6 centimeters in here, so I will have to try to pull that one out in some way. And here is a hole, and here is a little hole. But here under the car it's not so much holes, it's just this surface rust, just to clean and put some new paint on it. And here is a small hole. Here is also something, but not so bad that these usually are. So I have already cut this hole here, which had rusted, so I will try to fix that now. I need to get inside your head. I got to know if you insane. I wanna swim around your bloodstream, mommy. Catch cradle with your veins. Am I alive or am I dead? To me they all look the same. Don't be afraid to let me in. You acting like I'm gonna bite. Don't get me wrong, I kinda like. Alright guys, now it's been almost 1.5 weeks since I filmed last time, and I have been welding rust spots every day since, and it escalated as usual on these, because when you see a couple of millimeters there is usually a 10 centimeter hole behind. So I have now welded everything I could find on this chassis. And to start from the front, I have welded every hole in the inner fenders, so there's not no small holes anymore, and there was a big rust hole. I have also welded in these small screws that hold the inner fenders in place. Those always get stuck or snap off when you try to remove them. So everything is fixed here. This mount for the bumper was so rusty, so I took it away. I have to make a new one when I fit the bumper back on. And here is a normal place where they usually rust. I didn't actually see it, but when I started picking here, I found a big hole. And I have also changed the whole end of this part. It's from another wagon. And to go this quickly through, I will show you where there was holes. So it was here, here, this part is changed. Here was a hole, and here was 2 holes. Here was a hole, and here was a big rip all the way from here to here. Here was a small hole. Here was a big hole, and I made this bottom piece here. And here was a big hole. And there was a big hole. And I have welded the fender now all the way inside the door and cleaned that old weld. And also welded this part. So the fender should be okay now. Just ready to get painted. This hole was made by the previous owner. And here was also a hole. And a couple of them here under the car too. So I haven't filmed this rust welding so much because it's just depressing to watch and to do. So now I will take a break with this chassis and do something much more fun instead. And when I say something much more fun, I'm talking about this Swedish masterpiece. It's a Dieselmeken 8mm pump. And I was thinking about buying the 7.5mm as usual, but then Erik at Dieselmeken convinced me that I should try these new 8mm elements instead. So it's now made with 8mm elements, and the maximum feed is 200 cc, and it's now set at 50 with no boost and 120 with boost, because I'm going to drive with the original lift pump from the fuel tank, so it doesn't reach to more than 120 cc with that. So I am now going to install this on this engine and throw this strykjärn away.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the world is pretty cold. You might need a sweater too. I'ma put a ride on ya. Kid from California, trying to make it in life. In school they never taught ya. Dreams of my own, I've been working from home. I can do it on my own, but sometimes it gets cold like.
The pump has now found its new hole right there, and I have some injector piping still to do. This should be now ready to start up. I still have some parts to install here on the engine, but the pump should be okay now. And I have to make some new pipes for the oil cooler. I can show them later on. I have to weld the pipes to some AM10 fittings, but it's starting to come together nicely. The glow plugs are installed. I have to install those injector pipes and return hoses between the injectors. I need to grind the bottom of the whole car because it's a lot of rust on the fresh steel plates, so I have to clean it up and make it nice so I can spray this rust prevent spray on the plates, and then I will put some of this black stuff that prevents that when rocks hit to the bottom of the car, and some rust protection and everything. So this is some kind of that stuff that's under the car from original. So, and then I have this stuff to spray inside the doors and inside the sides of the floor and everywhere, so the rust doesn't get from inside either. But I will have to make some kind of ventilation here, because I don't want to die when I start grinding the bottom. It gets very dusty here, and it has been a problem ever since I started being here in this garage. So I have to make some kind of fan to take the dust out. But when I have the bottom of the car ready, then it's time to start assembling the axles and all that stuff, so I can get it back on the wheels. And then I have to make the gearbox so I can fit the engine inside and make some brackets for that. But I'm still waiting for some parts. This corona pandemic is slowing everything down, so I have to wait for some parts still, but I'm doing what I can do. But I think that's everything for this episode. So I hope there will be some more stuff to show in the next episode. It has been a lot of rust welding now, so it hasn't happened so much with these parts and stuff, but hopefully it can be some more of that in next episode. So stay tuned and watch my Instagram profile and follow me there, because I'm giving much more info there directly when I get some parts and everything, so you should definitely go and follow that and check out all the sponsors here in the description. I have put links to their website so you can go check what they have for you. But I think that's everything for this time, and see you later.